there is a strange feeling that very few people talk about. It arrives at the exact moment you expected happiness to stay. You work for months, sometimes years, chasing a goal that seems capable of changing everything. You imagine how life will feel once you finally succeed. Then the day comes. You get the promotion. You finish the project. You achieve the dream you once couldn't stop thinking about. People congratulate you. For a brief moment, you smile. But later that night, when the excitement fades and the silence returns, an unexpected question quietly appears. Is this really it? The victory is real, yet something inside still feels missing. The achievement that promised fulfillment somehow leaves behind an emptiness that is difficult to explain. Have you ever reached something you desperately wanted, only to realize that the satisfaction disappeared much faster than you imagined? If so, the problem may not be your success. It may be the invisible psychological story your mind has been telling you all along. Psychologists often describe a phenomenon called hedonic adaptation. Human beings are remarkably good at adjusting to change, even positive change. The new phone eventually becomes ordinary. The dream house slowly turns into just another home. The promotion becomes your normal routine. Our emotional system is designed to notice change more than stability, which means the excitement of success naturally fades. This isn't a flaw in your character. It's part of how the brain conserves emotional energy and continually redirects attention toward what comes next. The problem begins when we mistake temporary excitement for lasting fulfillment. Many people unknowingly spend years believing that happiness exists on the other side of achievement. Their identity quietly becomes attached to future milestones rather than present experience. Instead of asking, "Who am I becoming?" they repeatedly ask, "What do I need to accomplish next?" Success becomes less about personal meaning and more about escaping the uncomfortable feeling of not being enough. Every achievement briefly silences self-doubt, but because the doubt was never truly resolved, it eventually returns, asking for another accomplishment to quiet it once again. This creates what psychologists sometimes describe as a contingent sense of self-worth. Your value begins to depend on outcomes rather than identity. Imagine two people winning the exact same award. One sees it as confirmation of meaningful work they already believed in. The other sees it as proof they finally deserve acceptance. Both experience pride, but only one remains emotionally stable after the applause disappears. The second person now feels pressure to repeat the success because their confidence depends entirely on external validation. Winning becomes less enjoyable because it immediately creates the fear of losing. Another psychological layer involves intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, concepts developed extensively within self-determination theory. When our goals are driven mainly by status, recognition, comparison, or approval, they often provide only temporary satisfaction. These external rewards stimulate excitement, but they rarely satisfy the deeper psychological needs for autonomy, competence, and genuine connection. On the other hand, people whose goals reflect their personal values often describe success differently. They still celebrate achievements, but they do not expect them to complete their identity. Their purpose exists before success arrives, allowing victory to become an expression of who they are rather than proof that they matter. There is also a quieter group of people who experience emptiness after success for a different reason. Throughout childhood or early adulthood, they learned that love, praise, or safety depended on performance. Good grades brought attention. Perfect behavior earned affection. Mistakes created disappointment. Over time, the brain naturally connected achievement with emotional security. As adults, they continue pursuing excellence, believing the next accomplishment will finally create lasting peace. Yet each victory only reinforces the cycle because emotional safety cannot permanently come from performance alone. The child who once believed they had to earn love quietly follows the adult into every workplace, relationship, and personal goal. Modern culture unintentionally strengthens this pattern. Social media constantly presents carefully selected moments of achievement while hiding the ordinary reality that follows. We celebrate the finish line far more than the daily experience of living. As a result, many people begin measuring life through milestones instead of meaning. They postpone joy until after graduation, after the promotion, after financial success, after one more accomplishment. But life rarely pauses to deliver permanent fulfillment simply because a goal has been reached. This doesn't mean ambition is unhealthy. Growth, mastery, and achievement are deeply valuable parts of human life. The danger appears only when success becomes responsible for providing identity, self-worth, or emotional completeness. No accomplishment was ever designed to carry that weight. Goals can shape your future, but they cannot answer every question about who you are. Perhaps the deepest shift happens when you stop asking whether your achievements are impressive enough and begin asking whether your daily life reflects the person you genuinely want to become. The first question depends on comparison. The second depends on authenticity. One constantly chases approval. The other quietly builds meaning. So if you've ever felt empty after winning, maybe your mind isn't telling you that success is meaningless. Maybe it's inviting you to look beyond achievement itself. Perhaps fulfillment was never hiding inside the trophy, the title, or the applause. Perhaps it has always been growing in the person you become while pursuing them. And if this reflection resonated with you, consider subscribing for more conversations exploring the hidden patterns of the human mind, because understanding yourself may become the most meaningful achievement of all.